Open it up. Who is he faced with in issue 1?
Itsy Bitsy.
Who is Itsy Bitsy, bro?
Who the fuck is this? Oh, what? I didn't know he had a villain called Itsy Bitsy. Nigga, that's nasty. What? What the fuck? Marvel has officially lost to DC. Let's look. Why? Video made by Comic Lads. Let's see. Maybe it's
the last few months we have
been
been on an absolute tirade, bombarding what Marvel has done to our beloved childhood heroes.
Wake up! You wake up, idiot!
And today we want to look at its counterpart, DC, and why it's undeniably crushing the comic game right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Thomas.
I'm Merlin.
Together we're the Comic Lads, and today we're taking a look at why DC is absolutely bodying Marvel lately.
DC is crop dusting Marvel right now.
No, stop it!
Recently, we've been very vocal about why we don't like the recent direction, and recent is in the last 20 years, of handling characters like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But we've sat down and really talked about the broader state of both companies and what Marvel has just been doing wrong.
And
really,
I just want to
read comics like this, so this is gonna be interesting to me.
say this is not a takedown of Marvel kind of video. This is coming from a place of frustration and concern from two lifelong consumers of not just DC but Marvel comics largely as well. Like, we want this company to succeed, and they've been doing us and everyone else dirty.
Yeah, my first exposure ever with comic books, period, is X-Men. I abused the freaking poop out of that comic book when I was a kid. And we want to talk about what they've done wrong, not just with the business side of it, but also the artistic. Before we get into our own thoughts, though, of course, we want to know from you, what do you think of the overall state of Marvel and DC? Do you have a favorite currently?
Do you think they're both doing as well as they could be? And as always,
I
guys,
don't read comics like that, but I listen to them. My favorite one that I probably listened to as a comic wise was probably I forgot the YouTube channel. The YouTuber, he like passed away. He got into a car accident or something. I forgot his name. I wish I knew his name, but rest in peace, him, bro. But I used to listen to him, bro. And I think my favorite one, honestly, was I think it was the Kingdom Come story. I think I really liked that.
be sure to drop a like on the video. It really helps us out.
Hulk smash it. And if you enjoy weekly discussions on superhero culture spanning Marvel, DC, and everything beyond, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss
About Marvel or DC?
I just want to talk about 2025, dude.
Oh, are you gonna pull up this damning top comic books list right now?
Dude, I know it's like so, actually Fedora tip of me to bring this up.
Princess?
No, but it's actually not, Merle. The top 20 has like 18 Batman books.
Yeah, and I want to start this off talking about actual facts on paper numbers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might just write off our opinions as very subjective on paper.
18 Batman.
Princess?
No, but it's actually not, Merle. The
Top 50 comics for year 2025 sales ranking based on Comic Store.
top 20 has like 18 Batman.
Deadpool, Deadpool, Batman, Batman 1, Batman, Deadpool, Invincible Universe, Battle Beast. Oh, Invincible's in there. Okay, that's interesting. DCKO, Batman, Batman Hush, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Flash, Absolute Batman, Absolute Batman. Jesus Christ.
Books.
Yeah, and I want to start this off talking about actual facts on paper numbers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people might just write off our opinions as very subjective. And when looking at the best-selling comic books of 2025, it's very clear that it's not subjective.
It's not, bro.
DC objectively wiped the floor with Marvel.
And even if it wasn't for Absolute Batman and the other Absolute books, Amazing Spider-Man #1 in 2025 was the 25th highest selling comic.
That's a problem.
Beaten by Absolute Martian Manhunter, dog.
Spider-Man is supposed to be the flagship hero for Marvel. It is supposed to be their moneymaker.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because, I'm gonna say something here. Maybe it's because the movies do so bad nowadays that DC fans are running towards to the comics. Maybe that's why.
And the fact that
Just the
Ultimate
thought.
Wolverine issue 1 sits 3 places higher than the Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, it boggles the mind,
It's
bro.
completely busted.
And you look at the top 15 to 20, and like you said, majority of them have Batman in
never
the
played this
title.
game.
Including the #1 selling
no
book of the
Batman
year,
game.
which was a Marvel comic
Let me know if y'all want
technically,
me to
but
play
it's Marvel DC Deadpool Batman #1.
And I'm gonna say it won first place solely because it had
What Batman game should I start with? Because I know it's a lot of... I don't even know what the fuck to start with if I start playing Batman games.
as Batman in the title.
And solely because it was the first of the 2 crossovers from each company to come out.
Yeah, and fans have been waiting literal decades to see their favorite heroes from various universes team up once again.
Yes.
But not just that, you also have issues like Batman #1 relaunching, and I really want to talk about this whole idea of relaunching comic books at issue 1.
Yeah, because there's a way to do it, and Marvel's way is not the way to do it. It seems like nearly every book at Marvel for the last 5 to 10 years is not allowed to
I
go
gotta say, I don't like these absolutes and these remakes of remakes of remakes. But I understand it's comics.
past the number 10 issue mark for some reason.
Whenever I walk into my local comic book store, I feel like I always see an issue 1 relaunch of some Marvel character. A lot of people might argue, oh, they do that to make it an easier jumping on point for fans. And we've actually talked about the downsides of this in various other videos, where you open up Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, for example, by Joe Kelly and Pepe Larraz.
And you're teased by the gorgeous cover depicting Spider-Man set against all of his classic villains.
So is it like a re-origin, telling a re-origin of the Spider-Man stories? Is that what it is?
And you're like, this feels as though I'm gonna get classic
Kind of a rebooting it?
Spider-Man again.
But when you open it up, who is he faced with in issue 1?
Itsy Bitsy.
Who is Itsy Bitsy, bro?
Who the fuck is this? Oh, what? I didn't know he had a villain called Itsy Bitsy. Nigga, that's nasty. What? What the fuck?
Some kind of weird daughter clone of Deadpool and
Holy
Spider-Man.
shit.
And they treat the audience and reader,
As though they've read all this previous BS.
Itsy
and it's not
Bitsy.
truly a fresh jumping on point. We made another video in the same vein as this talking about why Marvel needs to reboot, and it's
Itsy
because they
Bitsy,
expect too
nigga.
much of their
What the
reader.
Yeah,
fuck did I
100%.
just-
Can I just say a
what
little
was that?
anecdote about our personal lives? Your girlfriend is a big Fantastic Four fan. I've been collecting Ryan North's Fantastic Four run from start to finish. I have all
I
the
never read no Fantastic Four comic book. I probably I don't read comic books. I listen to them on YouTube. I probably listen to one. I don't know. Let me see what if they say a good one.
volumes that are out, and she's been borrowing the Fantastic Four books. And I had to tell her that it was relaunching for some reason, but under the same creative team. And she was like, oh, so is it like getting rebooted? Like, is the timeline getting rebooted? And I was like, no, it's just going back to number 1. And she was like, but why? And I legitimately had zero answer for her. Because the creative team's not changing, but
Hey, I'm confused.
borrowing the Fantastic Four books. And I had to tell her that it was relaunching for some reason, but under the same creative team. And she was like, oh, so is it like getting rebooted? Like, is the timeline
Same thing I said, reboot, right?
getting rebooted? And I was like, no, it's just going back to number 1. And she was like, but why? And I legitimately
So it's not a reboot, but they're going back to 1. That's dumb.
had zero answer for her. Because the creative team's not changing, the canon team is not changing. They hit like 35 issues and we're like, we can't put out Fantastic Four number 36. It has to be Fantastic Four number 1.
Hey,
It doesn't make any sense, bro.
And
My
it just
video is
reeks
gonna
of
drop on
greed
Alan
too,
Richardson.
because if we were to put the last issue
check
before
that out.
Joe Kelly's
I'll probably be done with
relaunch,
this
following
live.
into Joe
Hold up.
Kelly's relaunch, there's very little difference.
Yeah.
But they slap a number 1 on it to trick their viewers
Oh.
into thinking
Hey, Alan Richardson video out now. Go watch it. This is the video already being out for the weekend for the people to watch my reactions on the weekend.
it's a new jumping on point when it's really not.
And what it does is it works counteractively where it makes people confused.
And it's not just the actual mainline issues themselves. Marvel has a problem where they have way
Nice
too many
video.
tie-ins. Currently, for the Amazing Spider-Man alone, there are 6 tie-in books you have to keep up with weekly.
Yeah, and they all like have to do with each other, kind of.
Look at that. Look at that. That's why I'll be like, what? Some of these comics are just trash, bro. Spider-Man meals to... Okay, that looked kind of cool. Spider-Man and Wolverine. Okay, that looked kind of cool. Spider-Man Everyday Hero.
Tie-in books you have to keep up with weekly.
Yeah, and they
Symbi Infinity comic. Okay, that's garbage. Okay. Symbi Infinity comic, garbage. Okay.
They all like have to do with each other, kind of.
That's
Like,
what I mean.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, I don't want to read all new Venom.
I don't want to read Spider-Man Death Spiral as well as regular Spider-Man, as well as all new Venom, Spider-Man Spidey Academy with Norman Osborn training the next generation of Spider people.
And I'm sure you can say
Yeah, I
you
wanna
don't
read that.
have
That's
to
nasty.
read
Norman Osborn training the next Spider-Man. Yeah, get that out of there.
these books, but they all reference each other and are intricately connected with each other.
Yeah, and there's so many editor's notes, like as seen in this spin-off
Okay,
issue.
got you. So Spider-Man fucking the writers for their comics are trash.
Financially,
to
I
do.
don't have the time. Time-wise, I don't have the time.
And quality-wise, I'm not following these books, bro. Recently, DC had a new initiative called DC All In, where they soft relaunched a bunch of books with new creative teams, but they
DC
didn't have to
Comics shit on
goalpost
them.
move the issue numbers back to number one.
Fine,
They
they
just
closed they
marketed
shit
it
on them,
well
bro.
and had like a cover scheme that followed all the new books that showed that new arcs are starting for all these
Only
characters.
they could put it in the movies, nigga. I originally thought this was a movie video, bro. So when I put the title out there, I'm just like you, nigga. I thought this was a movie video. But now that you into it, just like me, now we can both understand from the same point. If only they could do this with the movies, nigga. But they went in the comics. Nah, it's not even close.
Yeah, and it's a jumping on
whooping
point
they
not just
ass.
for one character, but everyone.
Yeah, just because
Beat it.
it's a new Superman
Just
run
beat
started
it.
by Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora, it's still Superman number 25. It's not going back to number 1 for no reason.
And that all happens at the same time. It feels coordinated, and it feels like there's a long-term plan in place. Whereas with Marvel, every week you could go to the comic store and see a new relaunch issue 1 for a certain character that
don't
you
know
like.
what the fuck
Notably,
to
they
do.
just relaunched Iron Man.
There's been like 12 Iron Man books in the last few years, bro. It's like, it's absurd.
I know, and it's such a cheap way to just make money. Another thing that we gotta talk about is both DC and
that's how
Marvel
they
in the
do it. They
last
do it to
year
make
have
money.
made very strong claims and stakes in the comic world by creating spin-off universes.
Yeah.
If you look at the top 25 list of best-selling comic books throughout 2025, 80% of them have Absolute or Batman in the title.
And where are the Ultimate books, actually? Bro, there's only like 2 on this list.
Ultimate Spider-Man at issue 16, and even that is a very high-selling comic book, and they've just decided to cancel it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are going to come to Marvel's defense now and say that the plan was always to end it after 2 years. But when you see that your Ultimate Universe books are selling much more than your
not
mainline
keep
universe
going?
books, maybe don't end it.
And it's yoinking the carpet from under their readers' feet that actually are loyal to the brand, that have been waiting for, let's just take a Spider-Man, for example. They've been waiting for a Spider-Man that
Bro, unrelated to this video. So when I've been doing deliveries, my fucking toe fucked up, bro. So I think I gotta soak this shit in fucking Epsom salt, bro. Unrelated.
can grow, can evolve, can have a nice stable life and family home. And now we're going back to just
I'm
dog
like, what the
poo-poo
fuck?
616
Talking about his
Peter
toe?
Parker that his life is just constantly in shambles.
I'm tired, boss.
In 24 issues, we've barely scratched the surface on any of these characters' mythologies. You can do so much more with Ultimates, with Ultimate X-Men by Peach Momoko, bro. Like, there's so much you can do, and it's just
I don't
squandered.
understand.
It's wasted potential, absolutely. And I do think there's something to be said about letting creatives do their thing.
Yeah.
DC, with the Absolute Universe
they
in particular, and even their mainline universe, it feels like, especially in the last couple of years, they've really prioritized
a fun
artists'
game, bro.
visions.
And creative
Hey,
freedom.
which Batman
You can
is
tell
this?
just by flipping
Put in the
through a
comment section
comic
what
like
Batman
Absolute
that is.
Batman that Scott Snyder sat down with DC executives, pitched an idea, and now he's following through.
Because when you remove the shackles from these creators, they're allowed to flex their muscles to the fullest potential.
And with Marvel,
what it
it
is
feels
with
like the
Snyder's
exact
in DC,
counterpart to
but
that,
DC
where it feels like all of their
comic love
direction
tyrant,
is based on
Snyder.
suit business decisions.
Yeah.
DC, everything is artistically planned. The artists actually, it seems like, have
hard,
time
nigga.
to work and fully
hard,
go
nigga.
all out on their pages, on their splashes of beautiful, beautifully drawn art.
Shit
And with
hard.
Marvel, you have 3 issues of gorgeous art with Pepe Larraz going into stinky ass poo-poo art by John Romita Jr.
Listen. John Romita Jr., like, it's not his fault though, bro.
They're not giving artists like Pepe Larraz enough time to actually sit down and put his all into it. And it makes for a very disjointed reading experience, not just through the story, but through the art.
Yeah.
If you buy The Amazing Spider-Man Joe Kelly Volume 1, halfway through, the art is suddenly changed and it looks like a completely different storyline being
It does.
Holy Jesus.
Oh, shit.
What is that?
Ah, shit.
What the fuck is that?
Nah,
Jesus.
that's crazy.
What is that? What?
Nah, 2026, and that's what you got out there?
It does.
Holy Jesus.
I'm
What
mad at
is
that.
that?
I'm mad at this. Niggas drawing John Bapp.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's
If
mad.
you want your books to look the best
2026
and
writing
catch
like
people's
that.
eyes on the shelves, you need to let them work, man.
There is one other thing I really want to talk about, and I don't see it talked about enough.
No.
Marvel, of course, the big theme of this video is they're very greedy, and it doesn't just reflect in the overall product that they put out and the quality of it. It also reflects in the price of the comics themselves. And this
Okay,
is
yeah,
something
what's
I
the
want to
price?
talk about
That's
that I've
interesting.
noticed, especially with
the
their
price?
omnibuses. Even in the quality of paper, bro. The quality of paper in an omnibus, which is supposed to be a deluxe product.
It's like deli sandwich wrap.
If you hold up the paper of an omnibus from Marvel to a light, you can see through the page.
Yeah.
With DC, it's not the case. They have
shit.
amazing quality paper, glossy pages.
And you'd think if the paper's cheaper, the comic book would be cheaper, right?
It's more expensive.
It's a full $1 more for a basic issue, bro.
In the 2025 best-selling list, if you
wow,
look at it,
DC
almost
cheaper.
all of the DC comics are priced at $4.99 USD. Whether it's a big event
a
or
dollar
a
more ain't that
mainline
bad,
issue,
though.
whatever it is. But when you look over at Marvel, they're priced for a full extra $1 for a cheaper product.
It's absurd, bro.
It just reeks of greed.
You know how much that stacks if you have like a substantial pull list every month?
Well, yeah, and then they have the audacity to make 6 issues run consecutively for one storyline. For one single storyline,
though.
you have to collect 6 different series at the same time.
It's like 6 or 7 books to finish a full story.
If they were of quality, if they had amazing paper productions, I could maybe turn a blind eye to it. But a full extra $1 for something that basically crumbles in your hand between turning pages?
For Spider-Versity,
And I think it's another reason why DC just
Spider-Verse.
obliterated them in 2025.
they just did, bro. It makes no sense. Like, I'm so thankful for the Absolute Universe
not
and the
even
direction
close
that
when it
DC's
comes to
going right now,
comic, dog.
because I think without it, like, we'd be reading like barely any Big 2 comics.
100%. Absolute
to
Batman,
DC.
by far my favorite series throughout 2025.
Easily.
And I know every time I make
I'ma
a
listen to
purchase, I'm
Absolute
investing in
Batman.
that vision.
Yeah.
And I'm getting something in return. A quality product that's well produced, that isn't flimsily made.
And that is allowed to breathe and tell a story at its own pace.
Overall, it's just very disappointing to see. I was always the Marvel guy between our two friendships growing up.
Yep.
You were the DC Batman guy.
Yep.
And Marvel, I've lost all faith in them as a consumer and fan. I'm a DC guy now.
You are a DC guy, and a lot of people are becoming DC people lately, bro.
And it's not due just to the fault of what Marvel is doing wrong. It's also what DC.
I'm more of a right now in total. I don't know, bro. I'm in the middle, bro. I don't fucking know, dog. I feel like my heart gonna always like kind of be DC because the Teen Titans, because I grew up on them. But I'm starting to like X-Men more as I get older. Starting to like Magneto more too. And if this Doom shit, nigga, hey dog, they might got me. But oh, that Doom, I saw Doom comic. I watched it in Discord with Keon. Doom comic, bro, and how his origin was, and it's fire, nigga. In total, I'm with Marvel. Because DC, they ain't doing shit. So I'm with Marvel, bro.
is doing right.
Yeah.
You guys let us know in the comments down below what you think, and also if you want to
Comic,
hear more of our
DC
thoughts,
though.
not only on this
DC
subject,
got it,
but
not
also a
even
lot of others as well, be sure to check out our Comic Lads membership where you get access to a 1 to 2 hour weekly pod.
Okay, shouts out to Comic Lads. This is a good video. Kind of clickbaity. I ain't gonna lie, kind of clickbaity, my nigga. Marvel has officially lost to DC, like, cause I read it and I'm like comic, but obviously look at their channel name, it's Comic Lads, right? So, but comic wise, DC is annihilating them. Movie wise, Marvel is annihilating them. So I would take movies over that, but DC got that shit with the comics. It's more interesting. Look for the videos. It's more. The product is just better, page wise, cheaper. They're just beating them. Story wise, different. Writers, like everything's just different. So put in the comments below. What's your favorite comic book story ever? Ever. I know it's hard to think, but ever. Put in the comments below. I'm gonna read it. I'll read it myself or watch it, because I don't read comics. I watch them, so, or listen to them. So I'll probably look it up, listen to it, put it below. I'll heart it and I'll listen to it, check it out, and I'll let you know if it's good or not. To me, peace.